And a heartbreaking outcome for the family and friends of Aussie brothers Callum and Jake Robinson. Their parents have identified their bodies after travelling from Perth to the Mexican city of Ensenada. Local authorities believe Jake and Callum, along with their American mate, Jack Carter Rhoad, were the victims of a robbery gone wrong. The trio was shot dead, allegedly by thieves trying to steal their car for its tyres.
Randy Dible is a member of the local surf community and knew Callum Robinson. He joins us now from just north of the Mexican border in San Diego. Randy, this is harrowing news today, obviously. First up, though, how are you coping?
Well, it's just surreal. I mean, I just can't believe this happened. I wish I'd never met the fellow. He'd probably still be alive today, you know. Yeah, it's a very sobering experience. I'm still dumbfounded by the whole situation.
Randy, I can understand you'd be dumbfounded, but to hear you say that, I mean, you can't blame yourself, right? I mean, this isn't your fault.
No, I know I can't. But you know, I mean, I guess it's just fate, and this all happened for some strange reason that none of us understand yet.
Can you tell us a bit about Callum? How did you first cross paths with him?
Okay, well, about less than a month ago, I have a photography booth where I sell my photography. I do surfing photography. I've been doing that for about 40 years now. And he walked by my booth and saw a photo he liked. You know, we hit it off, and you know, and then then he told me that he was also a surfer, and that he lived right next door to me, so just down the street. So we're neighbors. So I told him I'll get that picture printed for you. I'll get a brand new one, and I'll bring it over to you. So a couple of days later, I went to his house. I came over, brought the photo to him, and we sat down, and we had a couple of beers, and we talked. And then he said, you know, well, my brother's coming in from Australia, and in a couple of weeks, I'd like to take him to Mexico, and I haven't really done that much of Mexico before, and where's a good place to go? And I told him about this valley called the Santa Tomas Valley, you know. So I drew him a little crude map on a napkin, and told him where to go, because you can't really find this place if you don't know where to turn off. So I drew him the map, and then he asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, sure, you know, yeah, I'll be your guide. That'll be fun, you know, yeah, I'll do it. Well, then a couple of days later, I got a call from work, and they said they called me in from work, and then I had to call them and cancel. I didn't go. So then a few weeks went by, and I didn't think anything about it. Then all of a sudden, I heard on the news about these surfers missing in Mexico, and I read the name, and I saw Callum, and I'm like, Callum Robinson. I was like, where do I know that name from? Oh yeah, that's the guy who bought the photo. Wow, and he went missing in Mexico, and I'm like, wow. And then the next day, I get a call from a friend. They said, Callum, they found his body. I'm like, wow, no way, you know. And it just hit home, and I thought, oh my God, I drew him the map, and you know, I'm just like, wow, oh my God, you know.
It was chilling just hearing you before talk about how you were meant to be with them, and you get called back to work. What are your reflections on how that unfolded?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I'd gone with them, I could have prevented this somehow. You know, somehow I could have prevented this because I speak Spanish. I could have gotten out of whatever happened. So half of me says I wish I'd gone. The other half says I'm glad I didn't go. But I mean, how would you feel? I don't know how to feel. It's surreal. That's all I can tell you.
Randy, I want to ask you, the parents have travelled from Perth, Australia to that area. They officially identified the boys' bodies today. If you could speak to them, what would you say to the parents of these two youngsters?
I'm so sorry. I just don't know what to say to them. You know, I mean, I wish, like I said, I wish I'd never encountered this nice guy, because he'd still be alive today, and I'm really sorry for their loss.
Randy, we can see that you're really wrestling with this, but
Yes.
You've got nothing to feel guilty about. We appreciate you taking the time to speak to us. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.